It's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Hello everyone and welcome to Galactic Conquest, playing as the Empire in Star Wars Empire at War, Forces of Corruption, but I'm using a mod. I'm using the Yoden mod 2019, and I'll go through a little bit about what that mod gives you. So basically, as any of the factions you play, so there's 3 factions playable, you will have all of the heroes of that side. And what I mean by that is, for the Empire, you not only have the classic Empire, so your classic stormtroopers and classic heroes, which we'll go into in a little bit later, you also have access to the First Order, so the new creation of the Empire and all their heroes, including Supreme Leader Snoke, as well as the CIS, the Separatist Forces, General Grievous, Count Dooku, etc, etc. And if you look north, in the Sith layer, you even get the old Sith Empire people, which includes Darth Malgus, Darth Revan, Darth Bane. So it encompasses all of the eras of Star Wars, and as a Star Wars nerd, I think it's super cool. So we are doing an all-planet galactic conquest. It's massive scale. Credits will be a hurdle at first. But before we start, I just want to run through some of the heroes you start off with. Now bear in mind, as you increase tech, you will get unlocked more heroes. So these are just your starting heroes, and there's a ton of them. So let's roll through. We've got Darth Vader, Mara Jade, Hand of the Emperor, Admiral Winstall Grelax, who is a fleet commander for the Empire. We also have Colonel Maximilian Veers, who I think when we tech up will eventually become General Maximilian Veers. Grand Moff Tarkin, of course, who doesn't really have any capability at fighting, but does have good bonuses for production. And Emperor Palpatine himself. So those are your classic Empire starting heroes. Now, if we go to Starkiller Base and look at the First Order, of course we have Captain Phasma, Supreme Leader Snoke, Kylo Ren himself, and a couple of people I've never heard of. Commander Malaris doesn't ring a bell to me. If you know in the comments, let me know who they are, because I also can't recognise Wanton TD110. But if you do let me know, because I'll be very interested to find out. We also have Terex, who is a crime lord that joins the First Order. Moden Kennedy, a captain, and captains the Siege Dreadnought Fulminatrix. General Hux, the angry General Hux. Gideon Hask, a fleet commander for the First Order as well, and he commands the Star Destroyer Retribution. And General Pride, the Allegiant General of the First Order. So those are your First Order leaders. And then if we go to Geonosis, the CIS Separatist leaders, of course, General Grievous, Fleet Commander, Count Dooku himself, a Sarge Ventress, Assassin for Dooku. We also have General Severance Tan, a Chiss female Sith warrior. And if you recognise from the Clone Wars TV series, Cad Bane, an awesome cheeky bounty hunter from that series. A really nice addition to the mod, actually. Along with Aura Singh, who's also from the mod, which you might recognise. Sorry, from the series, which you might recognise. And if I go all the way to the north, to the Sith layer over here, we can see we've got Darth Malgus. So if you've ever played Knights of the Old Republic or Star Wars The Old Republic, you might recognise some of these characters from the Sith Empire. Darth Nihilus, one of the... what's it called? Well, certainly he's in KOTOR, he's also in various books as well. We've also got Darth Sion, Darth Bane, the creator of the Rule of Two, Darth Malak, Darth Revan, Lord Barracks, and Darth Angral, who killed the Supreme Chancellor himself and was not happy with the Treaty of Coruscant, which was the treaty between the Sith Empire and the Old Republic. Oh, and there's actually, although it looks like a Royal Praetorian Guard here, this is Carnor Jax, who tried to take the throne after Vader and Emperor Palpatine. So those are your characters that you start off with, but as I say, as we tech up, it will increase. And without further ado, I'm gonna start building up the space stations, because to me it seems important to control space, because if we control space, we control the movements of the galaxy. And let's come off resume. We need to form up our fleets. I'm going to do a cheeky quick attack. The reason I'm putting Snoke in is because he has a massive battleship, and we're going to try and take Jakku very quickly. All these planets will be owned by pirates at the start, so it's a question of us going in to attack them. And when we control Jakku, the planetary bonus here is all space fighters will have a reduction cost. So here we go. We can have a first glimpse at some of the ships here. So we can see General Hux's capital ship. Just have a quick read. We need to listen to the Stormtrooper first before we can have a read.
There is a hostile presence surrounding the planet. Lay waste to any forces that oppose the Empire.
So we have Terex here, our crime lord, in his little criminal ship. I'm just going to pause before we engage in battle so you can have a real overview of the ships. Of course, here is Supreme Leader Snoke's ship. I have to zoom out so much because it's a mega dreadnought. It's insane. So the Mega Class Star Destroyer, utilised by the First Order. And then if you go to General Hux's capital ship, you can see just the sheer size difference on the map. It's like 5 or 6 times Hux's ship. But he commands the Finalizer, the Star Destroyer. We also have the sort of more classic looking Empire ship, led by General Pride here, along with the capital ship, the Fulminatrix Dreadnought, led by Moden Kennedy. So without further ado and delaying of the fighting, let's carry on. It's going to be a bit of a brief fight because we vastly outnumber them, but I thought it would be nice just to check out the ships and a little bit of combat, space combat, being one of the strengths of the game, with ground combat less so. So that rinses those fighters. But in my opinion, the ground combat is improved by this mod because, well, as you'll find out. Let's just get our fighters to finish off his bombers and fighters. His frigate's not going to last that long, let's be honest. He's got 4 capital ships and a massive dreadnought coming his way. But nevertheless, we can witness the destruction. And the glorious TIE fighters, as he slowly is destroyed, or quickly is destroyed rather. And that is the ships here. So it's going to be an easy start because it's purely going to be pirates that we just need to defeat to conquer worlds. But as and when the worlds are conquered and the rebellion starts building up and the Zaan Consortium starts building up, then we will see the differences. Now, we need a landing party, and really, I'm just going to take all of these guys. Do I have to do it one at a time? Fine. It's quite hard to select people, I have to say. Oh, really? Okay. 4. Oh, it's because I'm paused. Ha! That's why. Apologies, game. My bad. So we're going to pop these guys straight over. I do need to move General Grievous because he is our fleet commander and has a capital ship. And we might as well... Ooh, where did we move you? Yeah, we might as well move you here. So they've moved there. We're going to move you to the ground because we'll get an enormous credit boost when we take a planet, which is just going to help us keep building and keep conquering, which of course is the Imperial way. And here on Jakku, we are going to take some troops to the north because there is a little factory here which I've found in my test runs. Let's have a look at some of the characters. So we of course want Kylo Ren to come down. We want Moden Kennedy to come down because he comes down in a cheeky little artillery unit. These guys can capture a nice old abandoned AT-AT factory, which will be wonderful to give us an AT-AT to support the army. Right, so you can unload and assist. We're also going to get Wanton TD110, Captain Phasma down. Might as well get Supreme Leader Snoke so you can check them out. So Kylo Ren here. Sadly doesn't have the helmet, which is a little bit annoying, but not all the character models are fully up to date. Okay, that speeder just got rinsed by Moden. Of course, here is Supreme Leader Snoke, who does have the character model of the Emperor, which is a shame, but nevertheless, it's just cool that you have all the characters. The First Order Stormtroopers look really dope. I think they look really good. Good modelling there. And we'll compare them to some of the old Stormtroopers that I will get out from the AT-AT. Here is... oh. Okay, no, that's fine. We're getting a little bit attacked here by some skiffs and some podwalkers, but I think our artillery from Moden will be able to handle it. Supreme Leader Snoke there just wandering round. So Wandon there looks quite cool. Looks like a sort of a Republic commando. Captain Phasma's model, again, not quite up to what you'd expect, but still a nice model. I'm not going to complain too much. I think it's an amazing mod. And here you can see the classic sort of Stormtrooper Empire era, so you can see the great difference between the two. We're just going to get all the troops that we can, and then we're going to go on the march. Now the one thing is we do get a bombing run because of the ships overhead, but due to the instability of, I mean, as you see, when we get someone landing, so for example, if I get this chap to land, it's going to be his dreadnought that lands, and the mod can't quite take it, and a bombing run it certainly can't take, so it tends to crash when you do a bombing run. So I'm not going to be doing any bombing runs, unfortunately. I know it's a nice perk to have, but we should do fine nonetheless with all of the troops that we have. So we're going to start moving. Kylo and Supreme Leader Snoke on the move. And you will notice there are various capture points. So we can capture this abandoned AT-ST Walker, which will give us an AT-ST Walker and keep fueling them to us. There's also turrets that can be captured, but quite frankly, we're in such an early stage of the game that it's just a question of finding these pirates and eliminating them. I'm gonna get Tarrix, I've forgotten his name, down. Right, we've got some missile troops here. Wanton is chasing them, as is Kylo. Kylo does bug out sometimes. Oh, we need to deal with this skiff guard as well.
We'll clear the way for you.
Heavy vehicle factory destroyed.
And we just need to find the rebel base.
What?
So we're going to get him just to go up north to see if another AT-AT will spawn. But meanwhile, I am going to just zoom out to get you guys in one batch. So those two AT-ST walkers there. Aha, so here is the rebel pirate base with some pod walkers, and it's going to get rinsed very quickly by Moden's artillery, which is probably quite OP, I have to say. But it's nice to see it nonetheless. So that's all their base is done. Now we can just check out and kill the remainder.
Which lowlife shall I
Which is
dispose
going
of?
to be a skiff guard.
Who stands in my way?
So great, the walkers. And you'll see there's a load of CIS separatist units which are great models as well. Some really good mods for this game.
My
There we
patience
go.
wears thin.
And the heroes are very OP, but as you'd expect in Star Wars. Terex is in fact doing no damage whatsoever to this guy. What abilities have you got? Got an EMP burst, maybe
To
you can
that
do that on
location.
him. Is it a temporary disable?
They will
No,
be
but if you're
taken
close
care
enough
of.
you can damage him. And there we go. That is the end of the pirates on Jakku. You can see there's all these capture points. There's another factory up here which we could have captured. Loads and loads. So now the planet Jakku is ours.
System control.
And that is a 6,000 planetary boost investment right there. So definitely worth doing. We will need to sort out the fleet again, but that is an amazing start for us. We're going to upgrade the CIS because they're going to be out on their own. I'm also going to upgrade the Sith Empire's fleet because I'm going to leave them to digest a little bit. What you'll notice is they are just out in the middle of nowhere. So I want to link up my bottom 3 factions as best I can. That's the plan anyway, to link up the Empire and the First Order and the CIS to come south and try and link all 3 so that at least we have a southern baseline which is secure, and then work our way north gradually. Right, let's have a look about sending some of the classic Empire fleet to deal with Sky City. I've got Boba Fett as well, but we're not going to use him. We might use him just to scout out the trench.
Tactical battle.
So Sky City here, I am going to just quickly play it. It will be a brief battle, but nice to see some of the ships from the classic Empire. And this is... So we've got 2 variants here. We have
There you are.
Admiral Winstall, who... What's the name
These
of your
vagrants
ship?
stand in our way. Eliminate them to prepare.
We've got
for
Mara
a land
Jade's
invasion.
vessel as well, which is an awesome looking ship. It's the Centurion Destroyer.
Ah, there
And
you
he commands the Enforcer, which I think to me looks like a frigate, but I might be wrong. Along with
there you
a couple of fighters, and we of course have Vader in his TIE Interceptor. And as we tech up, he will eventually get the Eclipse. I think it's the Eclipse, if I'm right in remembering. It's been a while since I actually played the campaign. I really like the look of her dreadnought though. Super cool. Nice and sleek. Which all of the Empire ships really are. And we'll come to see the Zahn Consortium and the heroes that they have. So they get all the crime lords like the Black Sun, Jabba the Hutt. Loads and loads. And I may well do a playthrough as them. Or indeed the Empire, whatever you would like to see. You need to kill the bomber, please, thank you. Right. You guys boost your weapon power, finish off this frigate, who stands no chance against the might of the Emperor. Kill his engines if you can. There you go. And now he is a sitting duck. The pirates will regret taking this planet. And there we go. That is the end of the frigate, and we have a couple of fighters, it seems. And if we get Vader to deal with the other one.
Several fighters have broken off from the main room. Come with me.
Let's check out Vader in a cinematic view. his unique TIE interceptor there. The models here look really good. Is Mara Jade's dreadnought, and the ultimate destruction of these pirate
reporting in.
fighters.
I'm on them.
We are
Here we go. Sky City is now dominated by Imperial vessels. Good, good. Now we will need some stormtroopers to help assist here, and we also need to think about some land buildings as well. So just to check out what we've got in the Death Star at the moment, merely a barracks, so I'm going to build a light factory and start looking at building a little more. So Starkiller Base, which will be our primary first order place. Although having said that, having taken everything out, all the bonuses are now coming here. Who gives the bonus? Is it Hux? Doesn't tell you who gives the credit bonus, which is a slight annoyance, but that's okay.
Building started.
So we're going to build the First Order Barracks and the First Order Ground. I want to try and use the unique units as much as possible because they're just really cool. Also a light factory for CIS. Get some droids going. And we'll get some battle droids as well.
Located targets.
For the Great General. And we're going to try and build up the CIS fleet because they are going to need to defend a little bit from incoming attackers. How are you doing in the Sith? You've upgraded as much as you can at the minute. So we're going to need to upgrade some tech soon. Let's build you just some Sith Sith Empire troopers and some Sith Empire Sentinel droids just to increase your land capacity. I am going to move some of the Dark Lords into the fleet as well because they do get some decent ships. We need to make some room for troops. So that makes a 7 fleet. And I think I will have to end the episode here. But if you're enjoying the series, please do leave it a like. It's a really fun game. As I say, I'll link the mod into the description. Gonna continue playing this and get a complete galactic empire through it. I might even live stream some, so if you'd be interested in seeing that, do let me know. In the meantime, comment with any hints and tips or character information that you might have. Subscribe for more content, and I'll see you all in the next episode.